Third World Cinema Club.
Alright, so welcome to another episode of the Third World Cinema Club. You're with me here for a special episode for this month of June. I have three wonderful guests here today, and on behalf of John Tawasil of Present Confusion, DJ Ramones of ReverseDelay.net, Jim Paranal of jplurapa.blogspot.com, and of course Tristan Dinampan of Rappler, CNN, Film Police Reviews. I have here the cast and crew of Billie and Emma. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi.
Hi.
Alright, so
I'm Samantha Lee. I'm the writer and director of Billie and Emma.
I'm Gabby Padilla and I play Emma.
I'm Zar and I play as Billie.
yay! So finally, natupad din
Yes.
ang aming pangarap na maga sila. So right now, we're on our another unofficial sponsor. Like kami dito, Satchmi, but they don't know that we're having them as our sponsor. So, ayun. So anyways, first question. So again, this is actually a free-flowing discussion. So you guys can share any thoughts and ideas that you have about Philippine cinema. Yun. So first, if you could just give us a short insight on what Billie and Emma is and your history of yourself as to why you came about doing films.
So, Billie and Emma is a coming-of-age romantic comedy that's set in the mid-90s. It's about this teenage girl. It's about this pregnant teenager who falls in love with the new girl in school.
Okay. So, based on the reception, I think it's actually like one of your most exciting films since Baka Bukas. But prior to making Baka Bukas and of course Billie and Emma, what were your works before that? Ano yung mga ginawa mo before, just so that we could familiarize most of our audiences?
So I went to school in UP and I took up filmmaking. And I did a documentary called Agos for my thesis, which won Best Thesis, and it was nominated for a Gawad Urian for Best Documentary that year. And then I went into commercial work for a while. Like when I graduated in 2011, and nung time na yun, hindi pa uso yung mga YouTube video stuff. So, what I would do is that I would work for free. I'd make YouTube videos for free for different brands just to kind of prove a point. And then eventually, like, I started getting paid for it. And then sometime in my mid-20s, I moved to Melbourne and then I did my Master's of Communication. And then, so I studied there and then I worked there. Like, I had a 9-to-5 office job. And then it was during that point where I realized, because, you know, like in Australia, sobrang iba ng it's just so different from Manila. And, you know, in terms of stability of life, financial security, and of course, like, you know, LGBTQ plus rights. And so, like, I was walking down the street with, like, this girl I was dating, and, you know, we were holding hands, and it was, like, at night after we went out, and then I realized, like, why can't I have, like,
The
the same thing back in the Philippines?
Right,
and so, you know, after having that realization, maybe like a month later, I packed my bags, I quit my job, and I moved back home to Manila. This was September 2015, I want to say. And then Baka Bukas was released November 2016, so like about a year later.
Yeah, I see. How about you, Gabby? Because I understand that you also studied theater.
Yeah, I was a theater major in college in Assumption. And after that, I did a lot of theater work. I did the film and then parang it wasn't my bread and butter as a performer. So I did theater work, commercial work. And then later on, I got a film and then another and then it picked up. And then, yun, I auditioned for Billie and Emma and tuloy-tuloy na siya.
I see. And then, of course, our newcomer, Zar. Can you tell us more about your background?
I was a film major,
And
and then after graduating, I was prior to joining filmmaking, I really wanted to take theater.
Okay.
And then for a while, I was in denial that I wanted to act.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I finished filmmaking, that's when I told myself na I should accept it. Na if I really want to act, I should try it. I should try that path. And then after a few freelance editing videos and all that, I took a leap of faith, I guess, and then tried to audition for roles that would fit me. And then I, it's challenging in so many ways kasi I had to grow my hair long. I had to I'm a stereotypical butch, I guess.
Okay.
That's how they look at me.
When
And then
you were
I would try
starting
to
out.
audition for, LGBT films then.
Okay.
But then again, they're looking for a specific type of appearances. So okay, sige. Let me try growing my hair long, and still wouldn't be casted. And then I landed the role for Billy for Direct's film. And then that's where it all went.
Nagsimula na siya from
Yeah,
there.
tuloy-tuloy na siya. And then eventually they've, accepted the appearance na not everyone's stereotypically like this.
Yeah.
And then I guess yun, it's challenging until now, kasi I would still try to audition for some roles and then some manage
Tinatypecast ka, ganun.
in a way typecasting, but also in other ways then parang they really see me for the role, but it's always up to the quote-unquote management if they'd approve me. Yeah.
I see. Thank you so much. So, it's actually interesting because you three, meron kayo parang common na sa Third World Cinema Club, I have this thing called Maslow's hierarchy of needs kind of questioning. So parang, yun. So that's why I asked yung pinaka-basic muna. And I think, parang common denominator nyo is you guys have this same vision na, okay, let's push something that's actually a little risk-taking. Parang, should you try and push for more roles na LGBTQ or should you try straight roles? Ganun. Kasi ikaw naman, parang, okay, there are a lot of stories about LGBTQ pero mostly about gay guys. Wala masyadong sa females. Tapos sa'yo din, hindi ka cisgender dito eh. Parang more of, ikaw yung coming of age na part nung sa story ng Billie and Emma. So, by the way, we have here Jim Paranal of jplurapa.blogspot.com. So, I asked them earlier what their background was. So, now, do you have another question for them?
Ikaw muna.
Okay. Ayun. So, ito, I-edit out na lang to. So, a little background about myself. I've actually been in the industry for 9 years now. Mostly writing about films. So, I started with this group called Cinephiles. So, it's an underground FB group. Mga movie lovers, ganyan. So, we would actually sneak out on Catholic churches na may free screenings ng mga... Kasi nung araw, 10 years ago, walang internet masyado na pwede ka mag-download. Mostly, palabas lang yan sa Quiapo, Cinematheque, ganun. Mga DVD, so yun. So, ayun. About us, we actually started as a group na once we watch a film, we like discussing, nag-uusap kami after nun. So, yun. So, parang naisip namin, parang feeling ko hindi lang tayo yung ganito eh. Siguro mas madami pa. So, ayun. Ayun. So, anyways, with regards to LGBTQ cinema, that's actually, yun yung maganda kay Billie and Emma kasi with regards to Baka Bukas, centered siya on two people. Diba? Pero ito, it's kind of it's good na yun yung sinabi mong background kasi parang you're trying to enter this new realm ng pagkukwento ng story. Tama ba? Ikaw, anong gusto mong sabihin tungkol sa sa Billie and Emma?
Kasi napanood ko both films, yung Baka Bukas and Billie and Emma. So with Baka Bukas, yung Milo niya kasi, it's para millennial generation kasi yung target niya. And it's in the present day ang setting. While in Billie and Emma, it's interesting kasi provincial setting siya. And at the same time, coming of age And may mga diniscuss na controversial issues like religious hypocrisy. So I find it brave. The film is brave. Kaya nga when Pinoy Review invited me to have a list of top 10 best films of 2018, Billie and Emma is my number 8. Ganon. So, ano pa ba?
So yun pala. I mean, how was the research? Why was it sa local, rural area? Bakit? In contrast ba yun sa or hindi naman?
Parang I wanted to create this kasi fictional town siya I mean, we shot it in 3 different provinces. So, I mean, wala naman town yata sa Philippines na may bundok, na may lake, na may... So, it's really like this fictional town. And I think I really wanted to... So, basically, yung 4 women characters. So, yung Auntie Billie, si Billie, si Emma, and Emma's mom. They're 4 women in this small conservative town. But they're fish out of water, all 4 of them. So, maski yung Catholic school religion teacher na lesbian pala, and yung single mom na walang asawa, yung star student pero wala siyang tatay, and of course the new kid in school. So it was, for me, as a writer, it was all about what would happen if all these different solo bubbles collided.
Okay. So since you had to write something, of course, that comes a little bit from your experience with discrimination or yung identity, paghahanap ng identity, ganyan. So, when you initially pitched both films to enter, this year or our cinema, were there any challenges? Like, did people tell you na palitan mo nga to or make adjustments?
Yeah. For Billie and Emma?
For both films.
I think, yung sa Baka Bukas, yung may boardroom scenes doon na si Alex, dinedefend niya yung mga concept niya. Tapos yung dialogue doon, I lifted directly from my pitches. So, I mean, nakakatawa na, people laugh at that. But it's still something that happens constantly. Even like, sa press con ng Billie and Emma, tinatanong ako, bakit lesbian film na naman yung ginagawa mo? Pero parang yung ibang director, hindi sila tinatanong, bakit straight film na naman yung ginagawa? Diba? Parang kasi in the Philippines, hindi naman tayo confrontational. So never nila sasabihin like a very derogatory thing. But it's more yung sa mga hirit na parang questioning kung bakit kailangan, bakit ganito. Na, that's when it gets kind of challenging.
Oo nga.
And in another filmmaking process, sa casting, like, there are managers who, they have been management who have said, hindi man lang nila binasa yung script, mag-no na sila agad kasi LGBTQ siya. Or, ka-question, bakit kailangan ng kissing scene? Bakit parang, love story siya
Oo nga.
So, may mga ganang instances.
Correct. How about you? When you were approached with this one, was it you who picked the script?
It was our producer actually, Fee, who asked me if I wanted to read an audition for the role, and I also wanted to work with Direct Sam. So I was like, yeah, game. And then I read the script, I really liked it, and then I came in to read. Tapos from there on out, parang sobrang invested na rin ako na parang, I hope I get this role. But it was through this role also that I learned so much about like the LGBTQ plus community and the struggles. I mean, we all know that there are struggles, but it's different when you're really faced with them and when you're with these people every day and they talk about it and you learn so much. And like, I have a small fraction of that experience from family members who asked me na parang, I'm sorry, we can't support that film you're in because wala siya sa Bible. Like, stuff like that. And then people who watch the film, who actually watch the film, and then they ask me, so you really were in love with Billie? Or was it just infatuation? To me, just like, why not in love? Like, you wouldn't ask that if it were any other love story. Stuff like that. And it's just, and they are harmless questions because, again, we're so non-confrontational, but they add up and they piss you off after a while. So, yun.
With Billie and Emma, kasi nung pinanood ko siya in Q Cinema, I was surprised kasi ang daming kinilig. And even me. Ang daming kinilig. Kasi parang, hindi kasi, well, I'm gay. So parang, iba yung ano ko, iba yung target na movie ko. So parang, hindi naman sa nagpa-marginalize or what. Pero it's surprisingly na ang daming kinilig. So, ang question ko for both of you, how did you work with your parang chemistry? Did you have workshop ba? Ganon, paano ba nangyari?
Yeah, we had a 5-day workshop to work on our chemistry. Like, we got to know each other, got our walls
Sobrang
broken
intense.
down.
Sobrang
Sobrang intense nung like, since nga 5 days lang siya, kailangan like next level na agad yung mga nilalabas namin emotions sa isa't isa. Tapos, the way we shot it kasi, it's from, since nga, di ba, may chemistry na kami after the workshop. The way we shot it is from chemistry, and then that's where we both, like, yung pinaka, like, last 3 days ng shooting, yun na yung parang, ano na kami sa isa't isa. Parang madali na lang mag-detach. Kasi yung chemistry after the workshop, medyo sobrang attached pa nung, energy naming dalawa. So, I guess yun din yung isa pang secret dun sa chemistry, I guess. Tapos, in the middle of the shoot, magkukulitan, minsan, ganun. And then, ayun.
Yeah, I guess it was great na we got along from the get-go. Pero, like, personally, hindi ko naramdaman na, ang galing ng chemistry namin na. Kasi you rarely can really tell if you're not, looking from the outside in. And then it was later on, when nirelease namin, ang dami nagsasabi, ang ganda ng chemistry nyo. But I think it was really just a function of us being able to really be vulnerable with each other. We really got to know each other on that level. And then, there was just a mutual willingness to tell the story and to do it well in our best capacity.
Another interesting part with Emma is yung relationship mo with your mother. Nakakatuwa kasi very, modern.
Cool mom, not a regular
cool
mom.
ganon. And it's funny because it's Beauty Gonzalez, ganon. So, with your on-screen mom, parang nagkaroon ng rapport ba? Or paano yung nyo?
She's
Ito
very
yung
similar
first
to her
indie
character
film.
Oo.
So,
And
first time niyang
Oo.
walang tent.
Oo. Pero nag-enjoy naman siya. But, actually, she was telling us, palagi daw mabait yung mga characters niya. Nata-typecast siya as this meek. Diba? Yun yung mga characters niya, very meek, very well-behaved women. Tapos biglang ganito yung character niya for this film. Which came so naturally because as a person, sobrang kalog niya. Sobrang saya niya kasama. And the
accent niya, hindi namin.
Oo, hindi namin inano yung accent. Tapos sobrang, I think our relationship was more of a big sister, little sister kind of thing. And yun, nag-translate din siya on screen.
And then, another interesting parts of film is your relationship with your aunt, played by Shelo Aquino. And I'm really amazed with Shelo Aquino here as well. Kasi parang at first, conservative siya. And then, di ba, parang kinikriticize niya yung yung sexuality mo. But, may twist pala. May twist pala. So,
That award-winning.
yeah.
Coming out.
Yeah, napaka remarkable.
Yeah, because I was really looking for out lesbian women to play the lesbian roles sa film. So, yun. Pero hindi kasi siya sobrang outspoken. So when I met with her, parang inisip ko kung paano ko tatanungin, like, kung okay lang ba to tell people. So mga 30 minutes. At like, 30 minutes ako nag-isip kung paano siya tatanungin. Tapos siya na yung nag-bring up ng partner niya. So I was like, oh, so is it okay, Miss Chava, if we actually tell people that you're out? And she's like, yeah. And hindi lang siya like super outspoken, but she's done interviews where she's talked about this topic like extensively. So if you guys you want to look that up, that she really, advocates for the community.
For me kasi talaga napakaganda nung pagkakasulat ng mga characters sa film.
As a director, it's hard to get non-actors, but sa scenes, that are experiences unique to the LGBT community, like the coming out scene. It was so easy because I was like, I just had to say, oh, ito na yung magka-come out ka na to each other.
Okay.
Tapos, gets na nila. Hindi mo na siya explain, wala nang layers, wala nang kunwari, ganito. Parang, that's why I guess like it translated so well.
I see. So, yung mga characters ba sa film, did you draw it with people connected to you? Or
I think, nung nasa Toronto ako last month, one of the questions was like, how did you come up with all these ridiculous situations sa school? That's sabi ko, oh, that's not made up. That's like, that actually happened.
Typical Catholic girl school stuff.
Lagi ang tinatanong kung autobiographical ba to. So the story isn't, but yung mga little details.
Ako po.
Yung story hindi siya like autobiographical, pero a lot of the little details, you know, are very me-like. Yung Barbie Almalve song.
yeah,
Stuff like that.
napakaganda ng soundtrack.
And yung
Talagang
book, yeah.
Well, you don't have to really look very far kasi, sorry. Kasi pag Catholic girl ka, Catholic school girl ka, alam mo na yun eh. Sobrang nakaka-relate silang lahat. And I went to, I think we all did.
Ako din.
Yeah, and it wasn't a far-fetched scenario. Like, it either happened to you or to someone you knew.
Or I guess to like straight white men, it's like,
It's so
what is that world? Yeah.
Our previous guest, he said, parang bakit ganun kapag kasi siya, LGBT lahat ng films niya. Kaya niya ginoke na siya si Jose Marichan ng June. Tapos parang sabi nila, bakit puro LGBT yung films mo? Ganyan. Parang siya, bakit kayo puro straight? Tonto ako kasi parang, bakit kayo puro straight? Oo nga, no. Which is, ang galing kasi, ano ba yun? May tatanong ko eh. Ate kasi. Ate naman. Ano ba to? Yun nga. So, pero how about you? I mean, do you plan to like have another film LGBT themed, or do you want to push something yourself again to the edge na create ka ng isa pang, or do you have something in the works na?
So for the record, open ako to I mean,
Matagal na laban ako.
I'm always open to different projects. Pero I always say, kung ako yung magsusulat, ako yung magpa-produce, ako yung magda-direct, I might as well put all my efforts into something that I'm really passionate about. So, I mean, I'm open to directing scripts written by other people, you know, anything, all kinds of love. But if I have to write it and produce it and direct it, I would prefer na
ganun yung style. Oo, kasi, parang, siguro pati sa Hollywood setup ganun. Pero sometimes if you do directing for other people, parang it's just about the money. Pero if wala kayong pake. 5 lang yung listeners namin. So, di ba? 5 listeners. So, yun nga, parang sayang yung time.
Yeah. Tsaka parang, well, mabilis na nga yung proseso, but it's like a year, 2 years of your life na you're devoting to this. And most of the time, pag LGBTQ film, hindi siya, so walang pera sa...
Oo.
So, kailangan passion mo talaga. You really invest parts of yourself.
Okay. I'm not sure if this was already asked to you guys before. Pero what if magko-collaborate kayo ulit? Pero stars, pero, toot! Sila yung magpo-produce, so kailangan yung story is, pang-aling bebang. Game. Anong concept yun? Pero LGBT pa rin. Si Aling Bebang is the lola, the nanay na naglalaba, na manonood ng pelikula mo na kailangan magets niya.
I've heard of Lola Beba.
Activity lang. Like, what if you're gonna write something for Aling Bebang? Tapos sila yung cast.
Parang I would do like a family comedy, family drama na LGBTQ. Kasi
Modern
parang
Family.
nag-shoot ako for my real world. Nag-shoot ako ng LGBT families. Tapos I'm part of the community, para yung realization na same sila ng wino-worry sa anak nila. Gusto nila makapagtapos yung anak nila. Sabi nila magiging strict sila pag nagde-date na yung mga anak nila. Yan naman yun, parang it doesn't matter who your partner is. Parang as a parent, pareho lang yun.
Same pa din. Nice eh. Pinaglaro sila. No?
So, pero baka sila yung like kids, tapos like, sila yung mga anak. Hindi kayo pwede maging parents pero siguro magka-cast ako. Like dream cast. Who's your dream artista parent? Ano?
Ayun, mom and dad.
Kunwari if someone was to play your parents. Aga Mulak.
Si Jericho Rosales tsaka si Christina Hermosa. Ready na yung sagot ko.
Si Zar pwedeng anak ni Piolo.
Pero madami nagtatanong kung may sequel daw ba. Kasi sobrang bitin na bitin
Hindi ko
sila.
gets yung bitin concept.
Hindi ko alam din. As in, yun yung, like, ilang tao recently, kasi may mga screenings pa kami. Tapos yun lahat sinasabi na, Gab, nabitin ako, may sequel ba? Maghihintay na lang kami sa sequel.
Someone told me na, ako na yung nag-defend. Sabi ko, ito yun lang sa akin. Alam mo, may part 2 yan. Sabi ko, no, yung niya, yung ending niya is, it's up to yun, open-ended, ganun. Sabi niya, hindi, may part 2 yan kasi hindi nakita kung ano nangyari kay Emma. Parang ako, hindi, kasi...
Yung joke namin on set, kasi yung mean girl, si Jijing, siya yung producer namin. So yung sequel is Billie and Jijing.
Yung magkakatuloy.
Yung sinampal ni
Ayun pala, may nagtanong sa amin. Si John, ang question niya is, ano daw ibig sabihin ng ending? Tama ba? Tama ba yung tanong niya?
Can it sabihin, or pumunta si Emma ng Quiapo?
Alam mo,
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to portray, kasi when we talk about, women's rights and women's choice, laging very tragic yung ending. And I wanted to portray something hopeful. Na even if hindi niya to tinuloy, parang yung future niya is still bright. Or at least this gives her a chance to follow her dreams or pursue something else.
Ito yung question pala ni John. Explain the thought process behind Emma's decision at the end of Billie and Emma.
Okay.
Grabe naman, parang explain, parang essay pala ito.
Thought process. Okay, I was still trying to find funding for this film. One company told me na yung ending kailangan may hawak si Emma na baby. Which, I couldn't really live with. Kasi, I'm an LGBTQ plus filmmaker, but I'm also a woman filmmaker. So it's also about advocating for a woman's right to choose and have control over her body. And to end the film with Emma holding the baby doesn't necessarily align with my personal beliefs. Or parang, I wanted to give this character a chance. So, we didn't go with that production house. Obviously. Yeah, and parang I just wanted a really hopeful ending. And, even though I have the utmost respect for teenage mothers and how they get things done and how they provide for their children, I also wanted to show a different ending for Emma and how things could be like.
Sa bagay, siguro thought process lang or parang throw out ko lang sa wind na parang siguro if it was a straight guy who directed it, like let's say Celsa Ad Castillo for Burlesque Queen. Instead of that, medyo strong din pero ganun yung idea eh. Siguro it's kind of like, would you say na it's like a mark of the times na okay, ito yung panahon ngayon?
Actually, parang idealistic ending. Kasi I know it rare. I don't know how often happens. But I also want to note that, Emma's mom was also a teenage mother and she had Emma very young. And that's why that scene between the two of them when they were fixing the laundry was super important because parang nag-fast forward ka into Emma's future when they were talking about like how that happened. So,
One of the funniest scenes sa film ay yung inamin ni Emma na buntis siya, 'di ba? In front of Everybody.
Na
Everyone.
people don't
Everyone's
like.
business.
But people hate. I always get criticized for that.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well. Kaya parang
Yeah.
bang it's unrealistic. Kasi
Yeah.
parang if you're pregnant in our time, di parang you will keep it eh. Why did you go to that particular scene? Parang ginaw mo siya na parang tutuloy ko tong eksena na to. Ganun.
Lagi ko kasing iniisip, ano ba yung parang common characteristic ng coming of age films ng 90s. So mga like John Hughes, mga Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller, mga ganun. And yung common characteristic nila is that when you're a teenager, nagmamarunong ka, and you have this like wanton disregard for everything in your life. Kasi in your mind, this is my problem, it's the most important problem in the world. I'm gonna do what I have to do to solve this. Kasi when you're young, that's your mind frame. And even if it's not the most logical thing, kasi I think people process it through the eyes of an adult.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think personally na when you're that age and you're going through such a big problem, gusto mo na lang huminga eh. You just want that release. And for Emma, who's very dramatic, that's the best way for her to do it. Na, I'm gonna take charge and do this big reveal. Yeah.
And it also kind of shows you that at the end of the day, they're just kids. Alam mo yun, these people who we expect to raise children and to think for themselves and to think about their future are children. So alam mo yun, when they don't have the proper guidance, which Emma, I mean, her mom loved her, but she did not have the proper adult guidance. Things like this happen. So, yeah.
Tsaka diba, parang kaya nga, when you're older and you look back, ang dami mong embarrassing cringe moments ng bata. Kasi hindi ka ba talaga like fully nagpa-process nun? Yeah.
Were there any challenges dun sa roles nyo when you had to like go from one festival to another or screening to another, ganun? Kada tatanungin kayo, like, was there like any particular challenge from like nung ina-act nyo pa lang sila and then
Lahat ba talaga positive reaction or reception or meron rin kayo naririnig na negative?
Meron naman. Meron naman.
I see. Like, but for instance,
Sorry, just going back to the challenge. I think the biggest challenge, more than like actually doing and making the film, was getting it out there. Because when we did this cinematic release, we were getting pulled out from the cinemas. And you know, that's an unusual indie film struggle. Pero nakakaano lang, especially when you believe in a film so much and when you feel so strongly about it. Nakaka-dishearten lang na you don't even make it to the weekend and you want to share this story with so many people because guys, it's so important, we need to talk about this. Yun, that's my challenge.
may challenge ba like mga mag-anak? Ano ba yan? Ganun.
Oh, no, not really naman. They were really supportive of me. Yung mga friends, family ko.
Hindi alam ng magulang niya
But yeah,
na
my parents
bida siya
didn't
sa
know
pelikula.
na I was gonna star in a full-length LGBTQ plus film. Sinabi ko na lang sa kanila nung out na yung trailer. Sabi ko, kasi I'm a film student, so it wasn't really hard for me to lie about it. So parang, nung nag-shoot kami, sabi ko, tinatanong nila, saan ka pupunta? Sabi ko, ma-shoot lang, ganito, ganyan. Ano lang ako doon, PA, ganyan, kunwari, intern, ganyan. And then, nung lumabas na yung poster, na yung big release niya, lahat, trailer na, everything's online, nagulat yung dad ko. Kasi, he works in the industry. And then, yung mga mga colleagues niya, nakikita, yung mga relatives namin, yung mom ko, nagulat din kasi nakita niya sa Facebook, may mga friends din yung mom ko na part din kasi ng community, so sinishare nila, and nagulat sila na, yun nga, everything just blew up na lang. And they were really happy naman with how the outcome was.
Nice.
Yeah, challenges, ano bang challenges? I guess yun din, yung sa cinemas, kasi ang raming cinemas na sinasabi, mahirap yung scheduling nila. Ang hirap yung scheduling nila na ganito yung time slot namin, tapos nung original cinema na screen siya, ganito yung sinabi, pero hindi naman pala screen doon. And then, pinost namin siya.
Iniisip kasi nila na pambata yung film, so laging umaga yun. Hapon yung schedule.
Kasi chikiting yung nasa poster.
So lahat ng mga nagtatrabaho, parang hindi na nila napapanood kasi
Ayun.
like 4 p.m. ganun.
I see.
Ang cute.
Billie and Emma was first shown in Cinema and then nagkaroon ng commercial release.
Ayala, it's
Yeah, ganon. So, what was the reception then nung nagkaroon siya ng mainstream release? Was
well,
it the same?
hindi naman siya like mainstream.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, Metro Manila lang yata siya. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay naman.
Okay naman.
Yeah.
I mean, we were very happy to get it out there.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely frustrating because like Gabby's from Iloilo and wala kaming Iloilo cinema and my family's from Bacolod and parang 2 days lang yata kami ng Bacolod. So, I mean, sana nationwide talaga siya.
Oo nga. Sana umabot no?
Kasi maganda yung film eh. Talagang
And it's just ironic na nauna pang mag-Japan, nag-Amsterdam na siya. Ang dami niya nang naikot sa world, nag-Israel na siya. Pero yung mga sariling cities natin, hindi pa nakakaano ng Billie and Emma.
Tsaka hindi siya yung approach ng LGBT na sexual agad. No.
Hindi siya hypersexualized like
Hindi
other
siya hypersexualized
LGBTQ films.
Like no offense syempre sa poverty porn na style, pero siya hindi
Well, these stories happen kasi talaga at such a young age, like, no high school tayo since na we're in an all-girls Catholic school, diba? It really happens, yung mga ganong klaseng things na, in a way, we also have to, like, tell them so everyone else, kung sino yung youth ngayon, makarelate din and they wouldn't be afraid to be proud of their own story. Kahit, somehow similar to Billie and Emma, in a way. Hindi sila matakot na, oh, it really happens not just to us, it happened to other people then, And then it's just nice to see that people can relate to that,
How would you guys feel naman? Like if people, actually ang galing, sabi ko nga sa'yo nung kahapon, kasi dito iba yung mukha mo. So sa ibang roles iba din. So I guess, hindi ka mababrand agad-agad na, hindi pang LGBT lang siya Ganun.
nakita natin siya sa Alone Together.
Ano siya? Kilala ko yun. Ganun. So,
Actually, kung napabrand ako, it's as a student. Lahat ng roles ko, student roles.
chikiting
Tapos
patrol
nasalita
lagi.
akong gawing bata doon sa sa future. Wala.
Bata, anak ng
Anak.
veteran
Oo,
actors.
Okay.
So, ayun. How
But
about,
meron may influx of offers of doing lesbian roles. Tapos tinanong ko nga si Direk Sam na, I've been getting a lot of offers to do lesbian roles. She was like, that's fine. I mean, you don't ask that question if it's a straight role. And even then, even having done this whole thing, I still have moments where I ask those stupid questions. And she's like, but you wouldn't, it wouldn't be an issue if it were a cisgendered role. So she's like, true, so true. But then again, you come back and then you read them and you're like, they're written a certain way that's not very truthful. So,
Kasi Gabby, we saw you in different films, no? Like, after Billie and Emma, Alone Together, and then, sabi nga, in Erie. Ganon. So, paano na nabago yung buhay mo after Billie and Emma?
Bad question.
Parang no? Life-changing pala ito.
Abandon tonight question.
hindi naman siya majorly na bago. I guess in a way, because like we have colleagues who've seen the film. So when I audition for something, they kind of see, okay,
Kaya ng range na.
may kaya naman. And then, it leads to auditions. But still, ano pa rin, it's still the same struggle for an actor, I think. And it was a big break. Billie and Emma was a big break. And it has changed things, but there's still so much work to be done as an actor. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's all the same question with Zar.
Well, same din, I get a lot of calls na, oh, can you guest star in this and that? Oh, can you play this role for this, for that? Pero I also want to like play another role rather than just being this, 'di ba? Pero I get it naman na there's no walang masyadong lesbian out na nagpe-play or nagiging character sa isang kasi wala silang makas na authentic talagang part ng LGBTQ community to play the role as a lesbian, diba? But I also wanna play other roles then, not just ito lang. Also, I had struggles then with quote-unquote management, I would get some roles, they would ask me to audition, and then they would tell me, that was really good, what you did. Pero ito, off-cam lang, they would ask me, may I ask you anong gender preference mo, ganyan. Sabi ko, I'm openly gay. And then, babalik sila sa table, and then pupunta sila sa akin, sorry as per management kasi we have to reconsider. At parang ako, what?
Seryoso?
But then, yun nga, oh wait, I'm gonna, it came from an openly gay director.
Seryoso?
Yeah. That's really sad. And then parang, it's so hard lang to think na hawak sila, sakal sila ng management, ng ganun. Like, you're a famous, mainstream director and you're openly gay and then, natatakot ka na palabas yung mga gantong klaseng authenticity sa screen, alam mo yun, parang it's just sad na Philippines is not really that yet open and ready for these kinds of films and I guess actors roles na casting someone openly gay for an openly gay role din. Alam mo yun, it's just
Weird no?
it's really weird na ang sinabi pa nila sa akin nun so they said sinabi nila yung character description sa akin and then sabi ko and then I acted it naman and then they asked me can you be a bit more femme and then inact ko kasi apart from dun sa character description na butch siya yung sinabi nilang can you be a bit more femme I'm really I'm femme, di ba? And then I acted it and then they said na yun nga they asked my gender preference and then they said na as per management quote unquote we have to reconsider kasi nga if ever bang sinabi kong no I'm confused ganon or if if I told them I'm straight or whatnot mag-iiba ba yung yun lang yung mga thoughts sa isip ko after that happened to me twice by the way.
Actually, that's my follow-up question. So what's your opinion regarding straight actors playing gay roles and gay actors being offered straight roles? Kasi di ba topic na rin yan sa Hollywood?
Yeah. Well, I guess yung authenticity nandun. I mean, if a straight actor would play as a gay role, wala na yung parang authenticity ng experience for the role. It's not bad naman. It's not bad na a straight actor would play a gay role. It's not bad. It's just that we also need someone who would represent us in an authentic way. Like, yun nga, if makita mo na yung character na nagpe-play ng openly gay role or ng gay role is also openly gay or somehow part of the community, wouldn't that make you feel
Parang robbed or something.
no naman, wouldn't you feel na parang you would look up to the person and then you'd feel comfort in a way kasi you'd have the courage to be yourself kasi nga you have someone to represent the community, diba? And as for openly gay people playing straight roles, I guess it's the same. I don't know.
It has for me personally, it has a trickle down effect. So, especially in the Philippines, there are industries where you can't be out or, you have to live this double life because for fear that you're not gonna get the job or you're gonna get fired, which is why for 19 years we've been trying to pass the SOGI bill, or the anti-discrimination law in Congress, because this bill protects people from being discriminated against by employment or on the streets or housing based on their sexual orientation and gender identity. So, but keep putting that aside. I'm just saying, if we had that bill, Zar wouldn't have this story. But, I personally, nung bata ako, sobrang konti na nga ng lesbian materials. And every time I would Google the actress, I'll find out that they're straight. So parang, it's just like sad. And then the first time na I Googled an actress, tas nalaman ko na bi siya, was Olivia Wilde in the OC. Tas parang that really like made me feel better. Na parang, oh my God, she's bi and she's an actress and she was on this really popular show. And so I wanted to give, Filipino teens like that opportunity. Like I wanted them to Google Zar's Instagram or whatever and see photos of her with her girlfriend, and for them to be like, oh, Zar can be an actor and be gay and have a girlfriend. Baka ako rin, pwede akong maging actor. Hindi na yun, that profession isn't closed off to me anymore. So that was the reason why I wanted an openly gay lead for this film.
I think,
go ahead.
just to add, like, for example, since I'm a straight person, alay, ganyan. Kasi before I had, like, housemates na puro bading, ako lang yung straight, ganyan. And then, I said, bakit ganun? Wala akong problema sa kanila, but other people would have that. Diba? Parang you can't really force people to, like, believe. Pero yun, I think, kagaya no, na parang at an early age, since we're exposed to, like, movies and stuff na, and cinema and theater and arts na parang that would show na this is life, this is love, this is beauty, ganyan. Express in different gender or form or, appeals, ganyan. Siguro yun, kulang kasi sa Pilipinas yun.
Yeah, I think also that's, the power of cinema. Like, sabi mo nga, gay man ka, pero kinilig ka sa lesbian film. And, it's just showing na we have so much more in common than what we think we do. So parang, like, if a straight person watches this film, tapos kinilig siya, hopefully after the end of the film, mas magiging ally siya towards the community. Kasi same naman tayo ng experiences.
Yeah. But sadly though, I had an experience naman where a gay friend of mine watched the film and then he didn't like it so much because he felt like we were being so overindulgent being so overindulgent daw. Na parang masyado daw corny, masyado daw pa-sweet, ganyan-ganyan. We're just like, okay.
Baka sawi lang siya sa pag-image. Better lang siya.
So she's like, okay, alright. I guess, it's just a preference thing, perhaps. Yeah, but it doesn't follow na if you're from the same community na you'll have the same feelings about it, yeah.
Siguro sa akin, like on a critical, standpoint, mas nagustuhan ko si Billie and Emma kaysa kay Baka Bukas. Natakot. Hindi, ganito talaga ako. Hindi, kasi I think, kasi parang, sabi ko nga sa kanila, parang dito sa Billie and Emma, medyo nag-mature ka. Pero I don't understand, like, kasi nung panood ko si Baka Bukas, a lot of people say na it's semi-autobiographical. Is it or is it not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, yun nga yung, I was listening to your Q Cinema podcast, tapos may
Oh my
nagsabi
gosh.
na,
She listened to it.
yung parang Baka Bukas, I don't know if critique or whatever to, pero sinabi niya, wala lang, love story lang siya tungkol sa dalawa ng babae.
Babae.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, you're right, to make an LGBTQ film na hindi like, just a simple love story, na parang, like,
Hindi siya preachy.
yeah, you should preachy or whatever. Na in the same way, like, that people would make a rom-com na,
Just cause.
Yeah.
I like na stylish siya. Pero sabi ko, there's something missing. Parang as a filmmaker, siguro, parang feeling ko kasi nun, practice mo siya. Parang test run.
Hindi kasi may senior din naman si Ogs, di ba? Na hindi pa daw parang complete yung
Yeah, I mean,
script.
the timelines were...
Toot! Last guest natin, Oo, hindi kasi last guest natin, taga dun eh.
Ayaw nga pala.
Mahal natin yun si Sir eh. Baka hindi na sumama next time yun eh.
Go ahead.
Ayun.
Pero
Okay.
I think like I want to say that in the Philippines where not a lot of LGBTQ plus films get made every year. I understand the pressure and the standard to which that film was held up to. But internationally, especially in North America, I feel na dun talaga naintindihan tsaka na-appreciate yung Baka Bukas. Dahil nga, wala siyang pressure na ganun. Wala siyang pressure na, this is the lesbian film with Jasmine Cornell. Wala, they just watched it as a film, as a rom-com, which it was meant to be just a rom-com. And like, that was the environment in which it really was appreciated.
And I think it's very unfair now we have such a high standard and there's so much pressure. Even in like women-led films. And then if we fail or if we don't make the mark, parang, oh, see, it doesn't work. Women films don't work. It's not that. I mean, we have so many men-led films and they suck. But they're given so many times to try again and again and to keep creating. So parang bakit may quota kami? Alam mo yun? Like, we're allowed to fail and then try again and then, make a good one and made a bad one and okay lang. But, we have the avenue to keep creating, dapat, ideally. So, yeah.
Galit ako eh.
Pero hindi, oo, yun nga. Kaya sabi ko, nung namin yung Billie and Emma, parang sabi ko, okay. Kaya siguro ganun yung pagkakasulat kay Baka Bukas kasi nga, it's about love. So, si Billie and Emma grew into something na hindi lang siya about love. It's about religion, and yun nga, fish out of water.
Did you feel like you had to make a conscious effort to make Billie and Emma more than what Baka Bukas was?
I mean,
did you have that kind of...
I got a lot of hate for Baka Bukas. Let's be real. And I read all of them. And I'm not the kind of person who thinks I'm in, like, I don't have stuff to learn. So I really, read all the tweets and yung mga valid na concern. Parang, I kept in mind, ganun. But it wasn't, parang, I also still, how do I say this? Like, I also still made Billie and Emma for me. So it wasn't just to please other people. At the end of the day, it's still like a film that I really wanted to do. But I'm a young director, and I think even if you're an old director, you should still listen to your critics and read all these reviews and see which areas of the work you need to improve in. But I think the difference is just that I have access to the internet, which is like this black hole of reviews, That's why I know, nakakatawa because I know which scenes people hate, like when Emma announced, I know this because it's a letterbox joke.
No protest.
Pero I mean, yung mga ganon, parang, okay, that's funny, but when I make my next film, I'm not gonna keep that comment in my head and be like,
At least you were able to elicit that kind of comment.
Yeah.
Kasi kung kunwari gumawa ka ng something, tas wala lang. Sad, no?
Yung
Na parang
worst review is, hey, congrats! Tapos wala na sila yung sinabi. Oh no! Yun talaga yung ayaw nila yun. Yung buti na lang na may sinabi kang iba.
So wala.
What did you learn in making Baka Bukas and Billie and Emma? Kasi it's a different story and different film then.
I mean, aside from, having to do the research about teenage pregnancies and then the 90s, I think as a director, pag first film mo kasi, tas ikaw yung writer-director, parang you're so attached to all the little details that you have to make happen, na parang, hindi, kailangan ganito, kasi ganyan ko siya sinulat. Versus in this film, you guys can back me up on this. I'm more like chill. Like, kung may nangyari na hindi okay, I'm like, okay, whatever. Ito na lang gagawin niya. Yeah, but I wasn't so obsessed with translating the script as is. I was more open to, especially, inuulan talaga kami the whole time we were shooting.
Kakasakan
Na may days kami na wala, 4-hour shooting, like yung sa Tarlac, yung sa hill.
Ganda yun.
Sinasabi nga ng mga tao, I love all your long shots. And then I would always say,
because we didn't have a choice.
Inulan kami, so wala.
Diretso na lang.
Sobrang layo ng location na yun. As in, ang layo niya sa
Grabe yun.
CR.
Tapos parang, okay, tingnan tayo kasi nakikita na namin na gumaganyan.
Idadog na lang natin. Or yung may kalabaw na. Yeah. So,
Gaano siya katagal pala na sinut?
so it was 8 days. 8 days?
Wow.
Yeah, people get
Pero,
surprised when they ask.
Mga 16-hour, less
Yeah,
travel
kasi
time.
it wasn't,
just
it
16
wasn't,
hours.
like, hindi siya 24-hour shooting day. Hindi naman siya lagari.
How do you manage to pull that off? Kasi di ba minsan, or ano yun, parang talagang set by into stone na yung from storyboarding.
By look.
I think
everything.
also parang, I don't know, like in the industry, sabihin nila, 16-hour shooting days, pero hindi natutupad. You need to get a crew that is also aligned with that vision and that environment. So, props talaga to my producer, Fee Grande, na both of us sabi, wag tayo mag-shoot ng Sunday, tapos 16-hour days lang tayo. Tapos,
Your AD.
AD, who is from a Star Cinema background. So, direct. Tapos bigla, 2 hours early, tapos na tayo. Kasi, lagi siyang nasa-stress for us. Pero, yeah, it's like, parang, telling everyone na ito yung set na gusto ko mangyari, ito yung hours na gusto ko mag-work tayo. And parang as long as everyone's aligned with that vision, like sila rin magdodoble kayo to make sure na uwi tayo lahat maaga.
Sobrang smooth flow lang ng shoots. As in, nakakamiss na nga yung
Masaya siyang experience.
Nakakatawa kasi may day na kumuha kami ng crowd director na sobrang sungit. Tapos lahat kami nawindang kasi parang bakit may masungit?
Oo.
Sumising.
Pinapagalitan niya yung mga exes ko. We're nice here.
Yan. So, hindi na siya bumalik na hindi na siya pinabalik after that.
Okay,
So, I have a question for Sam. Kasi, as an openly lesbian, and then you made two remarkable lesbian-themed films, diba? So, kasi diba bihira lang, parang bilang lang natin yung mga lesbian-themed films dito sa Philippines. So, what is your opinion? Kasi mas marami yung gay films than the lesbian-themed films.
Di ko alam eh. Di ko alam kung walang nagpipitch or whatever. Pero I can speak based on my experience na after Billie and Emma, pinatawag ako ng different studios to pitch. And then of course, I pitched another lesbian film. Pero yung tanong nila is always like, kailangan ba lesbian? Hindi ba pwedeng female pero sex positivity? Ganon. So parang, parang may pinatawag niyo ako dito, tapos most of the time these are women producers who say that. So I don't know if it's with the lack of materials.
Sex-positive na lesbian.
Baka, diba? Or parang gaano ka sex positive ang kaya. But I don't know if it's because there's a lack of material being pitched or dahil sa gatekeepers ng industry may problem. Or baka they think that lesbians films don't make money. So, diba, double-edged sword siya. Pag nakakita ko ng tweet na saan makakahanap ng link sa Billie and Emma? Kasi inisip ko lagi, like, kailangan sa box office may ma-prove ako para I can make another film that's like this. Pero, I don't know.
Kasi before, di ba, pang lesbian characters, supporting lang sila.
Or fetishized.
Ganun.
Or comic relief lang.
Pwede, although nakakita naman na tayo sa Philippine Cinema ng mga butch, lipstick, lesbian, different
support ng slapstick.
yeah, ganun yung nangyayari.
Comic relief.
Comedy.
Diba? Wala silang backstory, hindi mo alam kung ano yung favorite song nila.
When you were asking na what changed, now that I read through scripts that it's here. Now that I read through scripts, parang napapansin mo na like not everyone writes characters the same way that Sam writes characters, especially women. So parang when you've done it and you really enjoy the experience, hinahanap mo siya. And you again, nakaka-dishearten siya kasi wala, it's not so common. They're token characters most of the time, these gay characters. So hinahanap mo siya, and as much as you wanna keep telling these stories, unless you write them yourselves, wala.
Oo nga eh. We had a previous topic before na nag-away. Basta, ako parang bilang babae, doon ako na, uy, wait lang napaganon ako. Parang speaking about, LGBTQ, ganyan.
Within the podcast?
Parang we were talking about, yung, ha? Hindi, hindi, ano to? Basta, there's this female director na I asked. Kasi prior to that, there was this male director that we talked about, yung male gaze. So, sabi ko dun sa girl na director, mag-isip ka nga ng film na may female gaze. Kasi ako rin nag-iisip ng film na may female gaze, na hindi tayo portrayed as bossy characters, aggressive characters. Tapos wala kami maisip. So, magsulat ka na nga lang. So, and then, basta parang yun. So, I guess, same dun sa question mo, do you plan to write like a female gaze kinda Kasi, yung argument naman with our other friend is that the female gaze, cinema is built upon the male gaze.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, sure, yeah, pero are you saying that the gaze itself is men? Men ang nag-invento ng gaze, ganon? So, pag nakapalda ako, dahil sa lalaki yun, ganon? Sabi ko ganon. Oo, hindi. Sabi ko, bakit makeup? Makeup actually started with women wanting to prove that they're higher beings than other women. Not because they wanna please men. Kung ganon. So, yun.
Also, I don't buy like 5 shades of lipstick for men who
men.
can't tell the difference. Okay.
Exactly.
Like,
So,
I do that
yeah.
for myself. Thank you.
What about you? If if you're asked about the female gaze, do you agree
it's
with
so
that?
complicated because there's this quote na I don't know who to attribute to, but you can only fight the oppressor with the rules of the oppressor for so long. So if you're saying that the entire history of cinema is the male gaze, then if you were truly to create a truly female gaze, you would have to, para na siyang magiging expe film. Kasi kung sabihin mo na yung entire cinema, male gaze siya. So yung rules ng cut-cut, ng montage, ng whatever, is still, maski female filmmaker ka, but you abide by those rules. Those rules were written by men. So to be able to make a truly female gaze film, you need to be able to subvert that language and create a new cinematic language of your own. That's not necessarily a narrative per se. Does that mean? Shout out to my film theory prof.
Kasi when I was given the argument na, bakit? Gusto mo na tinititigan ka ng lalaki? No, pero if gusto ko yung lalaki, yes, of course, ganun. Pero naisip ko, nga no, who made those rules?
Yeah, kasi yung male gaze is, diba, the objectification of women in cinema in different shots.
And women
so I
are
don't know.
complicit to it too. Like,
Yeah,
it's
so I
not
don't
just
know,
a purely
especially
man
because,
thing.
like, if you go to a traditional film school, they will teach you those things na is inherently male gazing. So I don't know how to subvert that. Pero magma-masters, I'm taking off my second masters in women's studies. So let's pray na nakapasok ako.
Apirin.
Babalikan ko kayo.
Sige po, charot. Yay!
No, but I think like as a director and a writer, it's so important for me to create films with strong, empowered women who make their own choices and stuff like that. So I mean that's still a top priority for me. That's why it really makes me feel really, really bad when I see blockbuster films tapos yung lead female characters nila nag-quit ng pag-aaral dahil yung boyfriend nila nagbulakbol. Alam mo yun?
Sobrang...
I'm not gonna name which... But John will know that. And that film made so much money and I'm just like, what are you teaching our youth? Why is this...
True.
I'm gonna get hate for this again. Inaway na ako ng mga tao dahil. Pero yeah, sana nga bilang marami naman tayong female powerful female women in the film industry who greenlight all these films. You know, it's my wish that we are more conscious as creators in the women we portray in Philippine cinema. Hindi naman tayo kailangan dapat laging dalagang Pilipina na tahimik lang or that subverts ourselves to men's decisions. Like, we can have our own lives and our own decisions. And yeah, I remember I gave this interview na sinabi ko, hindi naman tayo kailangan lagi masunodin sa magulang natin. Mas naway ako sa comment section na, bakit? Mas mabang pagiging masunod. Oo. It's like, parang hindi dapat, hindi na ako nag-out kung masunodin ako. Diba? Parang, yeah, it's, you know, parang it's a whole different beast. Ano yung tawag mo sa Lola? Something.
Lola Bebang.
Si Lola Bebang.
Yeah. Lola Bebang is a whole different beast. Yeah.
So, Sam, ang question ko, meron ka bang ina-admire na female director? Because you mentioned, di ba, yung mga female directors, powerful female directors in the industry. So, may ina-admire ka bang female director, whether international or dito sa Philippines, na somewhat parang na-inspire ka to parang do the same path na...
Alam mo si Laurice Gillian, recently ko lang nalaman na for the longest time, theater actor siya, tsaka actress siya. And then, like what Gabby said, sabi niya, I didn't want to wait till I was 40 to have the roles that I wanted to play. So that's why she started directing films. And then, to me, at that time, when she was starting out as a director, like, it was probably 1 million times harder than it was now. And so, for me, like her story, you know, is really admirable. I'm a fan of women creating spaces for themselves and for other women. So, yeah.
Can you share us yung top 3 or 5 for you best LGBT movies na napanood mo? Kayong tatlo. So, first you.
Movies lang.
Yes, movies.
So I really like this film. It's called The Incredible True Adventures of Two Girls in
Yeah,
Love.
she made us watch that for Billie and Emma.
Yeah.
And then, Call Me By Your Name.
Ah,
Sorry, I beat you to it.
damn it.
I beat you to it.
Ano pa ba? Sense8, series siya.
Series siya, though.
Sense8.
Yeah, puro series yung...
Yung LGBT.
Yeah, I didn't grow up watching it.
Problematic.
Oo, yeah. And also I saw a thread about the director being abusive to them.
Ang galing synchronized kayo kayo niyo na.
Yun yung parang, I think, yun pala yung dadagdag ko kanina na as a director, more than just looking for someone to play the roles on screen, I'm also looking for actresses that advocate for the cause, like in real life. So it's like Gabby and Zar have spoken so much about, you know, the LGBTQ community. Like, para kung gumawa ka ng press, it's not just like, we're showing on this date. It's like, no, this is why we need more films, and this is why we need more roles like this.
Meron pa isa. Meron pa series.
Oh, Carol.
Carol.
Yeah. Todd Haynes.
It's a series.
Ocean's 8. Joke.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Hello.
Favorite.
The favorite.
The favorite.
Oh, yeah. That's so good.
Favorite is so good.
There's one more. I have to scroll through Netflix. My imagination. Call Me By Your Name.
Nakakatawa yung mga gano'n, no? Yung unconsciously, oh shit, this is a gay film. Mapapaganon ka, no?
Yeah.
Yung Call Me By Your Name, yun na-feel ko parang, this is nice. And then suddenly, yun nga yung parang story niya nagpa-progress na hanggang sa, oh my God. So that's how ganun naman yung, if you're gonna put your shoes into the gay men, ganun pala yung story nila. That's how they feel, you know. Ganun sila mag-communicate with each other. Diba?
Yung last namin, ang galing, yung isa sa top film niya, si Interview with the Vampire. Tapos ako, oo nga no.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
kasi
watched them
si,
really young.
Brad.
mahal na mahal siya ni, di ba, ni Tom Cruise. Oo nga no.
Siguro interesting thing to do for you guys is to rewatch a bunch of Filipino films and find like, oh, was this a
Meron ano yung kay Julio Santos ba yun? Or kay ano?
Ay, yung T-Bird.
Yeah,
T-Bird
T-Bird at ako.
Sa akin yung si Nora tsaka siya, na hindi si T-Bird ako, yung pinag-aawayan nila si, ikaw ay akin. Yung last scene, parang, tension.
But it's not lesbian. Hindi siya. So how about, can you share us yung for you guys, top 3 or 5 best LGBT performances ng actors?
Olivia Colman, sa the favorite. I mean, all three of them. Emma Stone, Rachel Weisz,
Kate Monig.
Kate Blanchett's whole career.
Elward.
Iya sa Mamu.
Yung sa Mamu, yeah.
Pagaling.
Yeah.
Iya Mina.
Hi na lang, hi.
Hello.
Hi.
This is the first time you have heard my voice.
Nakita ka lang sa Twitter.
Hello.
Nagbigay ako ng sentiment kanina, patingin ako dun eh. Ayun, anyway, so...
I remember the series na, Orange is the
Ayan.
New Black.
Orange is the New Black. Oo nga.
Yeah, matatapos na
and
siya.
just
Sorry,
July.
follow up and post. Just cause if you
I
guys
haven't
seen
started
that,
on Pose. No.
Because
Pose?
Pose got, hired real trans actors to play.
Si
Yeah.
Pose. Oo, si
Yeah.
Pose.
Is that on Netflix?
Sa
Yeah,
Netflix.
it's on Netflix.
There's a new series Trinkles.
Sa Netflix siya.
Netflix din. It's about parang they're klepto sila. And then may queer factor na andun yung women empowerment din, din yung
Sige.
LGBT.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to our favorite segment. Song and dance. Just Hindi, joke lang. Oo, din lang. So, Sam is now doing the dubstep. Nag-dubstep.
Real time narration.
Oo. Gabby doing the puree. We call this, ano nga tawag dito? Kalimutan ko tuloy. Ayun, ano yun? Ano ko lang yung sarili. Huy. Ayun, what have you watched recently? What have you read, seen, gano'n. So, each of us will share, was it good? Was it bad? Is it something you should throw? Ganun. So, yun. Ayan. So, let's start with Zar.
Last film I've watched.
Kahit isa lang sa mga yan.
Toy Story.
Ay, cute!
It's really nice. It's really nice.
Na kayo ng screening. Happy birthday, John.
Ang ano niya, since 'di ba right now yung natin, yung generation or era natin ngayon is parang more on women's right and LGBT. Since na Toy Story has being made like 4 years ago pa. Like, etong Toy Story 4, I think they did it like for 4 years. Imagine mo 4 years ago, meron, like, is it as, ano na ba ngayon, yung feminism, is it as big as now? Di ba, parang medyo slightly yes, slightly no. Parang andun pa rin yung fact na we're still rising. Dun sa Toy Story, since they made this 4 years ago, imagine the factor na andun yung feminism factor kay Bo Peep na sobrang subtle na lang. Pero it's not, hindi siya in your face na, they're not selling feminism basically. It's, andun yung factor na it's genuine na Bo Peep has that strong independence in her na I don't need anyone. Na I can do things by myself, you know, yung ganong factor. So it's really nice, hindi siya patapon.
Ng dimension.
Yeah. And yung graphics niya, as compared dun sa first, amazing. Pixar, amazing.
Yung pusa daw, we have to look out for the cat.
Yeah, yeah. Ang ganda yung fur. Like, sobrang, parang ganito na yung fur nila. Super real na.
Cute.
Yeah. Dun, di ba yung pinaka-una yung sa dog? Parang, ano pa lang sila, di ba?
Parang
Parang drawing pa lang sila. Ngayon talaga, it's like this.
Gumagalaw na yung fur niya. What about you, Gabby? Thank you.
The last book, one of the last few books I read was Lillian Bach's Fish Takes a Walk. I really loved it. It's inspired on the true story about this woman who was the highest paid advertising woman copywriter in the world in the 1940s, I'd like to say, 30s, 40s. But she still wasn't the highest paid ad person. Like, in the women pay grade lang siya, pinaka. And she was getting so much work. The articles were written about her, and everyone was talking about the kind of work that she was doing. It was revolutionary. And yet, when she asked for a raise, just to match her male colleagues, they wouldn't give it to her just because
No,
she
she's
was
a
a woman.
Oh.
And those were the realities na she had to face. And ang ganda ng pagkasulat because it was her in her 80s na looking back at her life and her relationships and how that political climate was like for her. Yun, ang ganda lang. It was really well written. Sobrang enjoyable. Tsaka, ano siya, old lady goals. Like, you want to grow up to be that kind of woman and to have lived a life like that.
Ang galing. Nice.
For me, I finished watching Tales of the City. I don't know if you guys know that. It's a series on Netflix. So it's based on the series of articles that came out in the San Francisco newspaper, I think in the 60s to 70s, na parang chronicling the adventures of this gay man called Armistead Maupin. Tapos revive nila yun. It's now on Netflix, starring Laura Linney. I don't know how I feel.
Yung girl sa Love Actually.
Yeah.
Yung blonde dun. Laura Linney.
Okay.
Savages ko siya naalala.
Yun. So, okay siya kasi it's based in San Francisco and it shows you the queer life in San Francisco presently. Like, may mga threesomes and sextants and stuff like that. Pero, tinapos ko lang siya kasi nasa play na. Pero hindi ko talaga siya nagustuhan. An honest review.
Oh, yes.
Congrats on Tales of the City.
Yun lang yung comment. Alam na pag yun eh, no? Okay.
Well,
Good reviews lang ba to? Good reviews lang?
Honest review.
Honest
Honest reviews.
Okay.
yeah. I don't. I watched a film called Contradiction, directed by Niel de Mesa, who co-wrote Respeto, but not the final version. It's, you know what? I'm gonna be polite and say,
Congrats on
it's not good. Just read my review. Yeah. But in other news, I've the other series that I've started watching is Fleabag by
Good daw.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge. It's nice. It's funny. I'm working my way through season 1. So, yun. Just the 2 seasons consist of 6 episodes of 30 minutes each, and it's you can breeze through it. But it's a really nice show.
We've established a rule kapag kumangin. Congrats.
Congrats! Congrats! Contradiction. Yeah, please don't watch that film.
an off the mic discussion.
Yeah. Watch Toy Story. It's fun. Okay, Princess.
Ay, sa akin, siguro mga 10 times ko na siya pinapanood. Supposedly, it's Big Little Lies, pero hindi ko pa tapos yung episode 1.
Big Little
Lies. Pero hindi ko pa matapos yung episode 1, so I'll just say it's,
I wanna watch.
It gets better after episode.
Yun nga eh. Kaso kasi sabi ko,
Ilang seasons na sila?
Season 2.
I wanna watch.
So, but my, contestant here is the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
It's so good.
Super
I love
good.
that.
I love it too. Talagang pinapanood ko siya kasi pang build ng confidence.
Oo,
Ganon. Kasi
I
ang
love
ganda ng...
her.
I finished season 1 and 2 10 times over and
Kailan
over and
lalabas
over
yung
again.
season 3?
Ko nga alam eh. Kasi pinirata ko lang.
Nainis ako sa ending though.
Sorry
Nainis
po.
ako sa ending.
Hey FBI. I'm back.
Hi, Derek Ramsey.
Ay, sorry.
Kinahabol ka ng babae.
With kamatis.
With
ganon.
kamatis.
So yun, hindi ko alam eh. Pero feeling ko this year.
Natuwa ka ba sa ending ng season 2? Ako hindi.
Kasi I love yung guy na nag-portray kay Chow.
Let's not spoil it.
Yeah.
But
It's so nice. Pero ang galing-galing kasi lahat
galing.
from finish to ang ganda, no?
At nakakatuwa when you see an actress. Kasi I saw her Rachel in House of Cards.
Ako din.
Tapos sobrang liit na ng character niya nun, di ba?
Oo, yung-
And you didn't, well, you know, wala siya masyadong range na pinakita dun because her character was such a small character.
Oo.
So when you see her in a role where she just transcends the character, ang galing niya.
Tsaka yun, kasi
Nakakatuwa.
sa House of Cards, siya yung favorite ko doon. Kasi ang small ng
small
role
role,
niya.
pero
Pero
impactful.
na ano niya eh.
Yeah.
Kaya actually dapat daw, season 1 lang siya sa House of Cards. Ay, sorry. Sa House of Cards, season 1 lang siya.
Pinanol.
Pero in-extend siya hanggang
Yeah.
season 3 kasi sobrang galing niya.
Galing niya.
Ano siya doon eh, prosty siya guys, if you haven't seen.
Sobrang polar opposite, di ba? Sobrang
Yes.
dark ng character niya sa House of Cards.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then to see her in Marvelous Mrs. Maisel as that woman na parang
Crazy. Galing niya.
ang galing. Tapos ang galing din pati nung mag-asawa.
Wala akong Amazon. Wala ako.
Pirata.
Shout out to,
Yun nga, as ang galing ng writing nilang mag-asawa, no? So yun, nakakamiss yung Gilmore Girls days, pero I would give up Gilmore Girls for this one.
Ay, sorry,
It's
may
actually
plug
much
pala
better.
ako.
Ano yun?
I'm part of Beautiful of Carole King, Manila.
Yes.
It's about Carole King's life
Mm-mm.
as a songwriter, lyricist,
Yes.
and also revolutionary din at the time because it was the 40s, 50s, and women songwriters weren't common. So for her to be doing what she was doing, and she was so gifted, it was such a big deal. And then she tag team niya yung husband niya at the time who was Jerry Goffin. And then para siyang hindi lang siya story ni Carole King. It was also a story of a woman coming into her own, a very self-love coming into her own kind of thing. So it's very empowering, and it's such a fun tita show. So if you guys can come watch, if it comes out by the time na it's still running, come watch.
Yes, please do watch Gabby as Miss Carol.
No, I'm not. No.
Ikaw ba yun? Ako na nag-promote sa'yo, no?
Ako expect sila, dumating sila. Nasaan na siya?
Ako nag-promote, no?
No.
She's part of,
I'm just part of it.
the Carole King
Please,
musical.
sorry, please watch Billie and Emma. We're
Yeah.
still in
Yes, we are Micro Cinemas.
in Cinema 76 and
Cinema Centenario, and then the Cinematheque.
All right. Last but not the least, Jim, what was the last film you've seen?
Alam niyo na ako nagka-catch up ako ng mga films na hindi ko napanood before. So, nasimulan ko lang kasi may interview tayo. Boys in the Hood. John Singleton. So, simula pa lang yung younger years pa lang ng character ni Cuba Gooding Jr. yung napanood ko. So, nandun kasi si Angela Bassett, isa yan sa favorite actress ko. So, inabangan ko. So, yun. Mamaya mapapagpatuloy ko. Tingnan ko kung magustuhan ko pa. So, yun.
Alam mo ba, nakakatawa sa Tales of the City, my daddy who's dating a younger man. Tapos pinapapanood niya yung younger boyfriend niya ng Angela Bassett films. As an intro.
Para maging,
I'm inducting you into Dana. So, sobrang funny.
Please introduce yourself. Get Angela Bassett in the house. Ganon. Please welcome to the stage. Ganon. Ayun, so thank you so
Last
much.
question.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Kailan birthday niyo?
Birthday na.
Birthday?
Oh, happy birthday!
Sino ba?
Hindi, si ano yun, si Tony Leung.
Sorry.
Siya,
We take it back.
Akala ko, birthday mo pala. Bakit?
September.
September siya. July ako.
Ay, malapit na. Cancer, Leo.
Leo.
Ooh.
Virgo?
January.
January, Capricorn. Wow. Okay.
Mahilig ka sa Zodiac.
Yes.
ah.
Millennial Minute.
Ang cute.
Zodiac.
May segue. Alright, John, please close the show.
Okay, so Sam, Gabby, Zar, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having
And like they said, Billie and Emma still in micro cinemas. Catch it if you can. Happy Pride Month.
Yes, happy Pride!
And next year ulit, Billie and Emma 2. Yeah.
Alright, putting it out there.
The return.
Sequel.
So we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Yes.